Hello, if you've ever wondered whether HubSpot is expensive or affordable, I'm going to take you through how the pricing works and probably dispel some myths around HubSpot. So let's jump in and take a look. So I'm on the HubSpot homepage right now, and I'm going to jump to the pricing page. So let's jump in. I'll explain all of the pricing and look at how you could get HubSpot for basically probably about an hour and half an hour's worth of build work per month. So let's take a look. So I'm on the pricing page now. The area that I typically jump to is this area here, create a bundle. Now, I'm going to explain some of these pricing options here and what they could mean for you, and some typical scenarios that we set up for clients when we are pricing out HubSpot and onboarding as well. So the first thing is HubSpot is made of different hubs. So the first hub is a CRM hub, and if you're interested, I've got some other videos which explain this in more detail, but essentially this is where you store all of your people, so what we call contacts and companies, so things like phone number, address, put some notes, their email address, all those types of details are stored in the CRM hub. And then we've got these hubs that sit around it. So the first hub typically is your marketing hub, so that does everything from tracking your website usage. You can generate leads from it. You can generate landing pages from it. You can track your paid marketing. You can send newsletters, etc. So that's the marketing hub. Then the sales hub, that allows you to have functionality such as tracking a sales opportunity through a sales funnel, or sending automated follow-up emails after a networking event. So that's our sales hub. We do have service and content and some other hubs as well, but I'm going to focus on the marketing and sales because that's what people primarily work with. So step one, HubSpot does have a completely free version. So if you want to jump in and get your feet wet, there is a free version. I do have a course which is teaches you exactly how to build out HubSpot using the free version in a day. If you look in the comments below, I'll have a link to that course. It's a paid course. It's only $197, so that will allow you, like I said, to build out the full version of free HubSpot in a day, including like landing pages, taking recurring payments, generating quotes, all that cool stuff. So the next step up is the first level of the paid version. So that is what we call the starter version of HubSpot. So typically that's around about 29 Australian dollars per month. If you pay monthly, it's 29. If you pay up front, it ends up being, so it's like $261 per year plus GST if you're in Australia, plus tax. But if you pay monthly, it does jump up to 29 plus GST plus tax. So the starter version is a really good foundation point. So the jump from free to starter, what that will typically do is there's a lot of removing of logos. So if you're on the free version and you send out a newsletter, it'll have a logo at the bottom saying generated with HubSpot. So as soon as you jump into the starter version, it removes that logo. The other things that open up is that you can have multiple pipelines in your HubSpot. So what we see sometimes is we have a main sales pipeline, so you can track all of your new sales opportunities. Then you might have a delivery pipeline where you're tracking sort of main steps of your delivery process, maybe an onboarding process, a follow-up process, if you've got, say, 90-day follow-up. And then we've got like a repeating process. So if people are on some sort of retainer, we may have another pipeline to track where they are in the retainer. So as an example, if you have a yearly retainer, what people would typically do at the 10-month mark, you would either have an email sent to yourself or to the client that says, hey, your renewal's coming up, let's book in a chat and have a chat about how the service has been going, essentially. So what you want to be doing is finding out, are they going to renew? So that's the starter version of HubSpot. Now I'm going to jump into a configuration that we see a lot. So this is the sales professional versions. So if I just untick a lot of these for now, so what we end up with here is an entry level of the marketing hub. And when I say entry level, it will do everything. You can track a lot of your marketing, your paid ads, your emails, your landing pages, your website. You can do a lot with it. The biggest difference between Marketing Hub Starter and Professional is that you then can build out full email automations. You can have campaign tracking. You can have full social media management, full in-depth reports in the HubSpot Professional, whereas the marketing, you'll have enough to show you how marketing is supporting sales, but essentially you won't be able to run a full marketing function from it. So typically we see the marketing professional kick in for businesses that are doing a lot of active marketing and need a lot of automation and reporting and tracking in their business. Now the Sales Hub Professional, that's around about 140-ish per month, give or take whether you are paying monthly, annually, those sort of things. So this is where you can do a fair bit of email automation, but it's more a nurturing automation. So if you can imagine you email someone from your email, whether that be Gmail or Outlook, and then you would have a series of emails that follow up. So typical would be, hey, you've had a networking event, you send an email that says, hey, it was great to meet you, let's catch up for coffee, and a link to a meeting. So that's meeting functions that's built into HubSpot. And then 4 days later, it sends them another email if they haven't taken action that says, hey, just a reminder, we saw you at the networking event. So the Sales Hub will allow you to do that. Where it differs is that from this to this is that this has what I would call full automations. So it's, think of it like if they are based in Sydney, then send them this set of emails, and if they're in Melbourne, send this set of emails. This is where the professional version will help with that. Okay, so that's a typical setup that we see, around about $148 per month. So what you end up with is two seats, two users that can use the system. So one professional user and another person that can sort of do data entry. This next section with the pricing is all about how many, what we call marketing contacts. So when I mean a marketing contact, that's someone you're going to have some sort of automated marketing with. So as an example, I could have a CRM system with 10,000 people within it, but I only have 800 that are my people who have subscribed to my newsletter, or have some sort of functionality where we're going to be sending like mainly emails to. So I only ever pay for that first 800. If say my newsletter subscriber list goes up to say 5,000 or even 2,000. 2,000, then we see that we then tip into another tier where we're paying an extra $57 per month for an extra 1,000 marketing contacts. So that should explain the marketing contact side of things. The final thing that I'll explain is what we call a core seat. So we can have Sales Hub is like per user. So if you have 4 in your sales team, you would bump that up to 4. And then if you have, say, some other people that will still search for contacts, probably put in some notes and add some phone numbers, whatever that might be, that would be a core seat. So then if say you've got 3 in your team who do that, we've now got about 7 users. Okay, so that's your monthly subscription for HubSpot. So that is an entry-level version to HubSpot pricing. If you would love to dig deeper and confirm that what the pricing would be for your business, or even if you're really interested in this like entry-level, like let's just get our feet wet with HubSpot for essentially a couple $100 a month, that I'd love to have a chat and see how HubSpot can help your business. If you want some hints, I do have some videos around how HubSpot helps businesses, especially with the automation and time saving side of it, and especially with the sales side where we've got everything from templates, automations, meeting bookings, all those types of functionality. I'll go into quite some depth in those as well. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks again.